Greetings, one and all, to another vlog. Yeah, it's been a long time since I did one of these. I think it was like back in December, around the Christmas period when I had time off and things. So, a few short things, and then the big crux of everything. The first thing, I still have my job. So, in December, I was during my probation period, and I hit January, and they turned around and said, "Yeah, no, we're definitely keeping you." So I still have my job. The only issue is that the commute is a bit of a bitch. It's like 2 to 3 hours of traveling a day, and a lot of time gets lost when I could be productive doing something else. So that's that. The second thing is I hit 5,000 subscribers this week. Yay! Which is like, kind of a big deal for me because I've been sat around like it was like the 3,000 mark for a very long time. So I've decided to actually do something special, which is a long live stream. I will be playing a game of your choice, which is either Warframe or Dark Souls 3. And there may be some kind of shenanigans involved. Like every single time, I may end up doing something with a beverage. Wink. So there'll be a long live stream of that. So playing Warframe or Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 3. Anyway, the next thing is the Xenocodex. So the Xenocodex is pretty much the reason why the channel is actually fucking picking up steam finally. So this is great. They're not that fast to do. It typically takes me like just over a week to put one together. The last one, which was about nullifiers or Marmite enemies, that one actually took quite a while to put together because I rewrote the script and things like that. I also want to highlight the fact that this is, a lot of the success of the channel actually comes from Loz. He really supports what I'm doing, which is absolutely fantastic. He'd love to do his own SFM stuff, but he wants to get his PhD out of the way first. And in all honesty, when he does do his PhD and gets that out of the way, I would love to see like loads of short SFM stuff from him, much like Tamachi. I can't pronounce his name. Another YouTuber that does like I think he does weekly SFM stuff, and it's just like bam, bam, bam. It's just really, really cool. I also want to really say that I appreciate Loz a lot more because with 10 o'clock, there's a lot of highbrow comments, so people say some really intelligent things. In Codex, not so much. And sometimes I can get very frustrated at comments that are like, "Oh, you didn't talk about this." Yes, I really fucking did. If you missed it, that's because I didn't say the exact words you were looking for, but I fucking said this. "Oh, you don't consider my thing." It's like, no, that was what the crux of the argument was. "Oh, but this is unfair." No, there's a fucking solution. And I do get frustrated. I actually get help going through the replies, especially for the hate ones, because like I get a lot of hate for some of my opinions, and it wears me down very quickly. I was surprised. I was quite surprised by that. But the thing that I really appreciate Loz for is he really keeps me grounded. I like to have the mentality that everyone is entitled to their opinion. I just might not agree with that opinion. But recently I've been finding myself wanting to turn to commenters saying, "I'm sorry, but you're a fucking retard." And if it wasn't for Loz, I think I would have done that many, many times by now. So I want to show my gratitude towards that. So thank you, Loz. You're amazing. Then there's the big topic, Faulty Frame Squad. What's going on with that? So, episode 5 has been a long time coming because it is by far currently the hardest episode I've ever had to do. The entire episode is most of the episode is in Archwing, and trying to get Archwing footage with the 6 Degrees of Freedom was a ball ache. I left it for quite a while because I was waiting for DE to implement the magic button that they originally said that they were going to implement, to allow us to switch back from 6 Degrees of Freedom to the restrained movement like we do in normal gunplay. But that didn't come in until recently, and I'd already collected all the footage by that point. I also discovered many things about Arcwing. One, players aren't animated like leaning forward or moving in Arcwing, you know, your friendly players and things. They are literally static the entire time, or they're firing their gun. So the animation of them sort of sitting there in three-dimensional space is the same animation for them flying around at breakneck speeds. They're still just stood there, and that made things a lot more difficult. What else was there? There's and there's a way to actually rotate in 6 Degrees of Freedom. If you hold the use button and then I think it's A and D, you can actually rotate on I don't know, whatever the forward axis is. So you can actually spin stuff, which is really cool. Yeah, that information doesn't go across the network, so people will spin and they can't self-write. So it's just like, well, fuck. Getting that footage took a long time, like many hours, just to get like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes worth of footage tops. But the problem is that I haven't had time to actually put the video together. So my intention is today, the day that this episode, this vlog is actually going out, I'm actually working super hard at actually putting the episode together. I was also going to say that the live stream thing that I'm going to be doing, that'll be on Saturday the 15th. Yeah, so around, I don't know, 1 p.m. GMT, 2 p.m. You know, I'll put it on Twitter and shit like this. 40 Frame Squad. So I need to find time to actually put this together. I'm hoping to get the 5th episode out lickety split. Right, I've got all the audio. I've got hopefully all the footage. I just need to put it together. Right, now comes some bad news. So with all the changes to Warframe, being able to continue 40 Frame Squad is gonna become a bit of an impossibility. So so that we have certain tiles within Warframe that we have nicknamed. The tile in the first episode where the first ever episode where Vauban is looking into like an orange lit room, and there's these canisters moving backwards and forth, and Nova comes in and talks to Vauban. We dubbed that tile Vauban's research lab. It's one of the defense tiles. It's very close, tight. There's the defense pod in the middle, and like all the superfluous stuff around it. It all pretty much happens there. So we nicknamed that one Vauban's research lab, and just before episode 4, the one before this, episode 5, DE released an update that had an undocumented patch note that stipulates if you sit in a survival, interception, or defense mission, any of the endless missions, for more than 3 minutes without starting the mission will automatically start. This means all the mobs turn up. Yeah, it made filming impossible. So filming on those tiles went out the window. That's why in episode 4, there's Vauban is actually on top of that on top of that balcony sort of thing in that Grineer dissection room. Sorry, not in the Corpus dissecting Grineer room. This is like one of the little secrets. And that was an exterminating things. We hit another snafu. So recently, DE have released an update to exterminate missions where enemies will constantly spawn even after you've capped killing them. And this has made filming pretty damn hard. Typically when I'm recording, I need at least 5 minutes of clean, uninterrupted footage because I have to pick the part I need. And yeah, the enemies turning up is just a giant trout to the face. There is one potential alternative involving the capturer and the green screen room. The only issue with that is that it means I have to use Adobe After Effects again and try and deal with the rotoscope. Either that or I get someone else to deal with it. And somehow manage to get environmental footage without being interrupted. I mean, I could just make it a static 2D image, but then I think it'll be like super obvious that it's green screened. But that's a possibility. It's become a lot harder to do this stuff now, and I have spoken to DE about it. They are investigating it, but there's no word as of yet. I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not prepared to fight the game to record this footage. I can't spend 5 hours trying to. Typically, I could get the entire raw footage I'd need done in about 5 hours. I can't spend 5 hours just trying to get one scene. It is far too much hassle, and unless I can find some magical solution, after episode 5, Faulty Frame Squad will be going on indefinite hiatus, which is really sad from my point of view, because I finally started getting to make a machinima. Yeah, I mean, I could release it more often. I could put a lot more effort into things, but personal life matters, blah, blah, blah. It's like there's plenty of excuses, none of them worth listening to. But if a solution can be found, typically all I really need in terms of the capturer thing, I need to be able to invite friends into the capturer session, and I need certain tiles in order to actually record. So if DE are willing to do that and they want me to list out the tiles, I will list out the tiles. If DE need incentive to, continue development on the capturer stuff, what would help is anyone and everyone actually just playing with the capturer. As long as they have a high activity of people using the capturer, I'm sure they will actually continue to develop it. It's the mentality of, return of investment. If people are using it, they'll continue to invest time and effort into it. So anyway, so that's the unfortunate news of Faulty Frame Squad. If it looks like Faulty Frame Squad cannot continue, I'll look into something, but it might just be a case of I just release the scripts just so that people can read and find out what was going on. But I haven't actually decided that far ahead. I'd rather just make the damn thing. Anyway, well, that's it for this vlog. Sorry to end it on a bit of a downer. I certainly feel down, I can tell you that much. And I will see you, hopefully, for Saturday. Thanks for listening to my moaning. Bye.